Deskins Motors instant replay of that and one by Jason Johnson for Hazard to close out the third quarter. Bulldogs a 1-point lead and the basketball. Let's get in a word quickly with Anthony.
Tanner and Jim, both coaches are on pins and needles, and if you all will remember 12 years ago, this game came down to the wire, and it looks like we're seeing the same thing here in 2016 like we did in 2004. Tanner and Jim.
Now we recap that 2004 game for you at halftime. This game appears to be on a similar trajectory. Shannon Hoskins, the head man at Perry Central, in disbelief over that call. Of course, Shannon going with the trademark dressing down for the basketball game. Remember, we gave him a hard time about that back in the Mountain Classic, but John Punkin Combs, the superintendent in Perry County, told me that if they make it to state this year, he is going to try to get Shannon to wear a suit at Rupp Arena. So we'll see if that works out, as Wells fouled on his way to the basket.
What a performance in that third quarter by DeJure Frazier and Ryan Smith. We saw Jason Johnson with the three-point play to end that third quarter, but Frazier and Smith really made a difference when it looked like Hazard might be kind of on the ropes.
Shannon Hoskins told me before the game we have to keep Frazier out of the paint. And in the third quarter, the Commodores did not do that, as Frazier scoring 12 of his 16 there in that frame. And Wells knocks down both free throws.
Perfect technique, great rotation. Have the feeling that foul shots, either missed or made, are going to play a big impact in this fourth quarter. Looks like Hazard switching back to a zone here. It's inviting back to get open. You see him with the headband there. He keeps moving.
Blair's been sensational this game, but he passes up the three there. Turner will take it, though, and he hits it to tie the game.
Big play. He's got 5 points all coming in this second half. Bulldogs took a chance. I think they're going to have to play man-to-man the rest of the way, as will Perry Central. You got to get some feeds, in my opinion, down to Johnson. He wants it down on the post.
Frazier loses it, but somehow keeps it and will dribble it out of there. You talk about escaping from trouble.
That was escapability there we see on the football field. Tobler trying to push Johnson out with the lower body. Great matchup on your screen right there in the lane.
Frazier to the basket, blocked away and taken by Blair. What a great defensive play. Now Perry Central looking to take the lead back. Blair, no good, and a rebound by Frazier in traffic, and a jump ball called. And that will keep it with Perry Central. Al Holland not a fan of that call. He is beside himself.
Well, excellent call by the officials as they work their magic here. 14th region officials doing a good job.
Blair, that is too easy as he throws it down with two hands.
Beautiful crossover dribble, takes it right to the rack.
19 for the senior James Blair. Now it's Hazard's turn to throw one of those counter punches we were talking about. Al Holland's going to take a timeout to discuss things. It's a 30-second timeout.
Take a look here at your Deskins Motors instant replay. Tremendous crossover by Blair and the two-hand flush as the defense too late.
Blair, lucky that one didn't pop out on him.
Yeah,
he was rattling in before finally dropping through the net for his 19th point. 54-52, just when it looks like one of these teams may start to pull away from the other, the opposing team has an answer. It's Hazard's turn to answer now. We'll see what the Bulldogs can muster. Winner of this one will take on either Leslie County or Buckhorn Friday night at 7 o'clock here in Hyden in the 54th District Championship game.
You see the crowd in the background. Not a whole lot of empty seats here at the Richard Nixon Center in Hyden, Kentucky. See what Coach Al Holland draws up from the inbound. Got to figure it might be a play designed for number 2, Frazier. Line up in the box.
Jim Hazard has not hit a three-pointer in this half. Bulldogs have 4 players that do shoot 38% or above from three-point land, but Perry Central has really defended the perimeter exceptionally well here in this second half. Jumper by Smith. Offensive rebound, Wells. Now to Johnson down low. A little inside-out game with Nidifer. Back to Johnson. He'll spin in and he'll score.
Beautiful move. The drop step. Tobler didn't want to commit his 3rd foul.
54-54. Hazard has struggled to guard Blair, particularly in this second half. Blair gives it up to Tobler, and Damon are going to get a foul before the shot.
Somehow they got caught on a switch that time. Good realization by Blair, quarterback of this team. He sees his big man on the guard, so he got it to Tobler, and Tobler was able to draw the 15th foul. Hazard has 1 more to give.
And we have hit our final media timeout. 54-54. This historic rivalry will conclude another chapter when we continue in the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week.
Hey, Tom Russell, General Manager of Cardinal Automotive. Well, it's that time of the year we all love in Kentucky, March Madness. That means basketball tournament action, and there's no better way to get to these events than in the car of your dreams. Well, your old friends at Cardinal Automotive have you covered. We have heartbeats in all shapes, sizes, and price ranges. Like this 2016 Chevrolet Corvette, or like this 2007 Pontiac G6 GT convertible. So don't let another spring pass you by without getting the car you truly deserve. Come pick yours out at Cardinal Automotive.
It's official. Rental Pro is the #1 selling dealer in the state for the #1 selling tractor in the world, Mahindra. And I'd like to thank our customers, and I'd like to thank our crew for helping an East Kentucky company achieve such an accomplishment. And I'm going to say it again. Rental Pro is the #1 selling dealer in the state for the #1 selling tractor in the world, Mahindra.
Rental Pro, Pikeville, Hazard, London, and coming to Berea.
You'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
There are several benefits to upgrading your old air conditioning and heating system, including lower utility bills, better indoor air quality, and reliable comfort all year long. We offer financing to make upgrading easy and stress-free.
Perry Central fans looking a little nervous. Commodores and Hazard tied at 54 with 4 minutes and change to go here in the opening round of the 54th District Tournament. Travis Dunn back in there playing with 4 fouls for Perry Central. What a great season he's had. The senior. And there's another senior, Blair. In and out on the 3. Frazier the rebound. He has ideas. Can't finish. Blair the board. Boy, a big missed opportunity there for Hazard. Tobler, clear path to the basket. He puts it in and one.
Technical. Referee.
Let's see who they get the technical on.
I think that will probably go against Smith. Not sure if we've got a replay, but the ball winds up in his hands and he throws it away rather than back to the official. Let's watch here, Tanner. Tobler gets the basket. Smith realizes, tries to come over, gets there late, and then if you had gone on with the play, he grabs the basketball and throws it into the stands. So the Isaac Humphreys disease rears its ugly head. And you'll see Tobler now, he will go to the line to complete the three-point play, and then there will be 2 foul shots.
Well, the basket went in, so I think these are the 2 foul shots, and then the 1 free throw.
The basket went in, right?
Yes.
So that's the 3-point deal. Now we come in with the 2 technicals, just like I said.
Okay. And the Commodores will get the basketball.
No, I don't think so.
They give it back to Hazard. What a big swing here with 4:06 to go in this one. Dunn knocks those 2 down. Dunn's first points since the first quarter.
The basketball. Yeah. Wow.
What I thought. And Hazard takes a timeout. Down by 5. That was a 5-point possession for Perry Central, and the Commodores will have the basketball.
Wow. Well, you just saw there where you've got to keep your composure, particularly in the big games. And, you know, we saw that with Isaac Humphreys in UK, Tanner, and it's not a mandatory technical foul when the player throws the ball away like that. However, it is deemed unsportsmanlike, and it was a correct call by the officials. We saw with UPAC in Georgetown a game that we did in the college action, and Tony Kimbrough slammed the ball down. It went at least twice as high as Isaac Humphreys had, and the technical foul was not assessed, and Georgetown wound up winning that game. I think it is the correct call here, and Coach Al Holland with a good timeout. Calming his guys down, realizing it's a huge possession here. They've got to come up with a deny. It appeared the last couple of times they'd gone up and down the court that somebody had dropped Tobler and wasn't picking him up. So when he got it, he hustled, took it right to the basket. I'm sure Smith was not the player designed to go with Tobler.
Of course, it hurts Hazard not having Spurlock in the game. He fouled out with 1:21 to go in that third quarter. Would definitely add some size for the Bulldogs now. So here comes Perry Central up 5.
See how Perry spreads the floor here, Tanner. I think it's too early to go into deep freeze.
Blair to the basket, left it short. So Hazard makes the defensive stand it had to make.
Matthew Turner trying to stick with Frazier. Gotta believe that it's gonna be Frazier to try to make a big play here for the Bulldogs.
Now can they get a basket?
Johnson can always be the outlet. Tobler's not going to come and guard him from behind the arc there.
Hazard very patient, down 5 as we approach the 3-minute mark. Kickball, it will stay with the Bulldogs.
Hazard doesn't have the luxury of being really patient here with just a few ticks over 3 minutes remaining, but they sure need a basket here. Let's see what Al Holland designs. He's told his plays, Griffin Wells, to trigger. Need to get some touches in on the post.
Johnson double teamed out to Wells for 3, and it's a 2-point game.
Probably a mistake to drop down in and double team the post there. Probably needed to stick with the 3-point shooter.
Wells, a 38% 3-point shooter, has 3 triples tonight.
Wow, 1 possession game. What a ball game.
It would have been really easy for Hazard to have rolled over there.
Certainly
Give the Bulldogs credit. They may not go on to win this game, but they certainly fought back from some adversity there after the 5-point Perry Central possession, the technical foul. Long way to go in this one.
There is a long way to go, and I think it's a little early to take the air out of it. That's what you see Perry Central.
Smith nearly got a hand on that ball. Now Blair will start to drive, and he'll back it back out. Tobler on the rack attack. Layups in.
Great move. Great move by that young man.
16 for Damon. Back to a 4-point lead for Perry Central as we're under 2 to go.
Tough matchup for Turner off the dribble. Good catch on the post by Johnson. That one could have kicked away.
Smith inside, fouled by Back. 2 coming at the line.
Ryan Smith with 9 points in this one. All of those coming in the second and third quarter. Did a good job to get open. Nidifer found him. Chance to cut the lead in half.
Smith is a 66% foul shooter. That one is no good.
Still, he needs one of these to make it a one-possession game, Tanner. Offensive glass, block out critical here.
Missed them both. Blair nearly lost the handle coming down on that rebound. Blair all the way in, gives it to Dunn. Layup no good, but 2 free throws coming for him. A big swing there. 2 missed free throws for Hazard, and now Travis Dunn, who's a 76% foul shooter, will go to the line as Smith has fouled out of the game.
Good job there by Blair. No help defense for the Bulldogs comes. Dunn gets his hands on it. Can't convert, but will go to the line here.
Well, you know Smith is disappointed, but he'll eventually look back on this game with pride as he played really well for the Bulldogs tonight. 9 points, hit a big 3-pointer. And the Hazard fans starting to sense this one slipping away from them.
Even if he hits both of these, it's still a 2-possession game.
Nine for Dunn. Timeout Hazard. 30-second timeout called by Coach Al Holland as Perry Central has a 5-point lead with 1:25 remaining.
But now the question becomes, do you try to load up some 3-point baskets or do you take it to the hoop and go for the 2s? You know, a lot of times you listen to a lot of the commentators, they talk about going ahead, taking it to the basket, get the 2s. That way you extend the game. I'm more of a mathematical guy than that, and I'm thinking you're trailing by 5 points. If you give up 2 more, it becomes a 3-possession game. So my thought is it's not a bad idea to load up and go 3s here rather than take the 2.
Wells, Nidifer, Frazier, Johnson, and Zach Fleming for Hazard.
Perry Central will pick them up at midcourt, man-to-man.
Hazard desperately needs a basket on this possession. Wells looking to provide it, and he does! Wow, his 4th 3.
Tremendous play in near steal in backcourt.
Timeout Perry Central as the Commodore lead is trimmed to 2. How about Griffin Wells? Shannon Hoskins wondering why his guys didn't come out to guard him.
Their attention was drawn to the post and drawn to DeJure Frazier. They leave Wells alone. He hits the big 3-pointer, and now that you've hit that 3, now offensively for Hazard, taking it to the 2-point, taking it to the hook makes a lot of sense. If you're Perry Central, I don't know about putting it in the freezer at this point. I think you still have to do exactly what James Blair did on the last trip. If you get an open lane, take it right to the hook, put the pressure on the defense to make some plays.
When is the last time we called such an evenly matched high school basketball game? This has been absolutely sensational from start to finish.
Great coaches, great fans. The cheering sections for both teams have not had a seat since before we did our news hit at 6:20. Okay, they have been excited and fired up. And the moment they got here, the doors opened at 5:30, and just a special atmosphere here in Kentucky. District tournament time.
Winner advances to take on either Buckhorn or Leslie County here Friday night in the 54th District Championship game, and the loser sees its season come to an end.
Question is, do you try to foul here? You've got one more, and I think maybe I might try to put Turner on the line.
Nearly a 10-second violation, and there's the 10-second call. So Hazard will get it back down 2 with a minute to go.
Look at the faces of the kids on the bench.
Can you believe it?
Shannon Hoskins. The clock says 1:01. Not sure what was it 1:13, so it was 12 seconds. Don't have to have the 3 here. Nobody's really moving around for Hazard.
Bulldogs trailed by 5 just moments ago. Got a couple of stops, a couple of baskets. Now can tie it with a 2 or take the lead with a 3. Frazier into the corner. This is Fleming.
They're giving Frazier the free throw line jumper.
And they say he stepped out of bounds.
Wow.
A turnover for Hazard. Al Holland was trying to call a timeout, but the officials say turnover. How about the drama late in this one? A little bit of everything. All right, so Perry Central could not beat the 10-second count on the last possession. Commodores do here. Fleming forces the steal.
Right in front of the Hazard cheering section.
Zach Fleming gives it away, but then gets it right back for Hazard as Blair lost it out of bounds.
Tanner, they're basically giving Frazier the free throw line jumper. He's lined up underneath the basket here. Coach Al Holland wanting the timeout as Frazier was coming to the basket.
Timeout Hazard.
Chase Caldwell gets the fans going. They're already standing up. I don't know why you should try to get the fans to stand up, because everyone is standing. Al Holland, his team looked like they were in serious trouble when they fell down behind by 5 after a Isaac Humphrey moment by the team.
What a comeback. What a comeback this would be for Hazard. Perry Central, the team that most observers have circled to win the 14th region and punch a ticket to the Sweet 16 at Rupp Arena. But the Commodores in danger here of seeing all of it slip away. If you're Hazard, do you go for the 3 and the potential win here?
There's the potential for that, but I think the way I'm seeing it, Frazier, Matthew Turner is really giving Frazier the open jumper because of the fear that he can beat him to the basket. So I think if I'm Al Holland, I'm thinking about giving it to Frazier, and if the defense drops off, you've got an open 13-footer for the tie. You hit that shot, then you try to figure out what do you do. Do you set up full court pressure if you make the shot, or do you drop back in half court?
25 seconds. Frazier has it taken away by Tobler.
That's the guy they need to foul there.
And Turner is fouled. Hazard has had its chances here late in this game, and the Bulldogs cough it up again. What a great job by that Perry Central defense of forcing the steal.
And how about the pressure on the ball, Tanner? You saw Shannon Hoskins. A lot of guys would have put 5 on 4. Shannon Hoskins didn't do that. He guarded the inbound pass.
Turner misses the front end of the 1-and-1. It's out of bounds. It will go to Hazard. Turner's a 77% foul shooter, and he missed it.
He just hasn't had the opportunity to get in the flow. He hadn't been to the line. That was the guy you had to foul.
Yet another chance for the Hazard Bulldogs. Winner goes to the 54th District Championship. The loser goes home, and a timeout by Hazard.
You know, one of the things Al Holland does call the timeout there, but you got to believe that Perry Central's defense was out of whack because they had Tobler guarding well. That was not the way that Perry Central wanted to space out their defense. So Al Holland, realizing that maybe his guy had an advantage, Tobler uses his quickness. Coach Al Holland goes for the timeout to get his guys controlled for a last-second opportunity. So at least Al Holland, if his team loses, he won't be like Roy Williams and he'll be crying in the postgame saying, I should have called timeout.
Well, let's reset our clock on your screen to 8 seconds as we have 8.5 showing Perry Central 62, Hazard 60. No matter who wins this one, Jim, it will go down as an instant classic.
Great high school basketball action, and somebody wins, somebody goes home. And now with 8 ticks left, gotta believe, Tanner, that they're going to try to get the ball in the hands of Frazier and have him create.
Trip to the 54th District Championship on the line. Wells for the tie. No, but a foul called.
Good call.
It's a floor foul, so it'll be a 1-and-1.
It's a good call.
1.6 seconds remaining. Turner the guilty party.
The two-shot foul.
Okay. They do say that Wells was in the act of shooting. 2 monumental free throws for the senior.
If he misses the first, he'll have to miss the second.
Got it.
What action?
So this one will be for the tie, and Shannon Hoskins calls a timeout to try to ice Griffin Wells.
Griffin Wells didn't want to get the ball deep in backcourt. Tried to get to the front court with it. There was no other option because of the tough defense by Matthew Turner. But Wells gets his hands on it. There was no option to go with anybody else. And the senior took it right at the basket.
You thought Hazard's luck had run out. You thought the Bulldogs had run out of chances. But now, Griffin Wells stands 15 feet away from tying this game at 62.
You see, Al Holland, excuse me, Tanner, but you've got to have an offensive glass here if this is a miss. So you see him, he's going with guys down there in the lane, and see back talking to his guys to block out. Great finish.
This would almost assuredly send the game to overtime. Wells got them both.
Still with a chance.
Nearly a turnover. Blair, that's for the win.
There's a foul.
Did they call a foul?
No. There was no foul. There was no foul call.
No foul. We're going to overtime. We will keep it right here as we get set for overtime. Hazard 62, Perry Central 62. The Bulldogs overcome a late 5-point deficit to tie it on 2 big free throws by Griffin Wells.